Well, it's been one whole year to the day that Mr. Paws, my wonderful little kitten, disappeared, and I'm almost sure somebody grabbed him because he's got unique markings. Because he showed up, it was sometime in late April. I saw him across the street, and I could tell it was him because in the front, he looks like he's got that white patch in the front. He's like white on the bottom, black on the top, like a tuxedo. He's got white whiskers, a little white dot on the end of his nose, and he's got four white paws, and he's all black on the top. And it's like he's got perfect markings. Usually a tuxedo cat, they call him a tuxedo black and white. They're like a mixture of marks all over the place. But he had like very symmetrical marks. Every single one of his paws looked like a little booty. Looked like he was wearing a tuxedo, just exactly like one. He was a classic. He was a classic image of it. So I know somebody stole him because he's so cute. But he's my little friend, and he's got his two brothers over here, Onyx and Mr. Dixie, and his mama Feather, and his daddy Boots, the Confederate cat. So I want to get him back here one of these days, and I'm just hoping he comes back. Because if I see this guy, I don't care if these people had him for, you know, he was my cat. Somebody stole him. That's the way I look at it. I don't care if they got him microchipped or what. If I see this cat show up, I'm taking him. I'm taking him, man. He's gonna be with his friends, his family, and everything like that. I'm almost certain that was him across the street. It was like probably about 5 o'clock in the morning. I was putting finishing touches on putting the clutch inside a flywheel inside the transmission for the El Camino, and I was working on it all night. And basically, I started working on it at night because it was hot out, even in April in Florida, late April. So I usually work on it late at night when it's not so hot. And just I wound up working on it till like 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I saw him across the. Now, the way I know it's him, yeah, I know maybe it could be another cat that looks like him, but my Onyx and Feather were like right next to him, like curling around and stuff in the street. And what kind of spooked him was a car started pulling out from next door to go to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, believe it or not. And he kind of went across the street, and he was just staring and staring and staring at me for probably 20, 30 minutes, but I couldn't get close to him. He knew something was, he remembered something. But to tell you the truth, I think these guys remember stuff forever. It's not that he just remembers me, he remembers his mommy, his two brothers. So I'm hoping he's coming back one of these days. I don't think nothing happened to him. I just think somebody stole him. I'm pretty sure of it. So he disappeared, and then a few days later he came back. Now this guy doesn't wander. Mr. Dixie wanders. This guy didn't wander. Now people are saying, "Oh, he's looking for a girlfriend." No, he wasn't looking for a girlfriend. Somebody got him because he really doesn't go. He really never really went anywhere, and he was always hanging out on the front steps or the side underneath the carport. He didn't like going inside, but he was very much staying close by. He didn't really wander at all. That's what he was saying. He was like getting older and the hormones are kicking in now, because when he came back, it was like he was so glad to be back. And I figured, maybe did he get like stuck someplace or somebody grab him or something? I said, maybe he'd be all right. I'll just leave. And then a few days later, he disappeared again, and then it was for good. Except for that time I saw him in April, late April, across the street. I know it was him because how many cats got four? I could see the four white paws. That I could see. I shined a light on him, and I saw the white front like that. There's like somebody's got him inside. That's what I'm thinking. They don't let him out, so that's probably why I can't see him. He's wandering around. He'd probably be back here, and that's another reason I think somebody stole him, because he's being kept inside. If he was let out, he'd come back here. He'd wander back here once in a while. They're keeping him. That's what I think is going on. But one of these days, this guy's going to show up, and I'm keeping him. I'm keeping him. He's gonna be part of the family again. He's got his two brothers here, his mommy and his daddy. So anyway, And he was a little bit aloof sometimes. Like, he started getting really, it took a while for him to warm up to me. So, like, if he was disappeared for, you figure February, March, most of April, it was almost 3 months. And it was at night, and that car scared him. He wasn't like, he knew something. I was calling him over. He knew something. He was just staring there and standing there and standing there. I don't know, about 20 minutes, I guess, across the street. But I couldn't get close to him, because if I went close to him, he'd start going the other direction. But he knew something was up. I know it was him because I could see the side, and so I could see the bottom of him, and you could see the white on the bottom. I saw him from the front. He had like the white like that, and I could definitely see the 4 white paws. I know that was him, especially the way he reacted when he was in right in front of the house, but a mailbox with Feather, his mama, and his brother Onyx, and they were just all like rubbing together and curling around and stuff. And so I knew he was not an unfamiliar cat. And any other cat would be doing that. There'd be something going on. It was him. It had to be him. So I'm hoping he's coming back one of these days. He's been gone exactly 1 year, but I ain't don't forget nothing. Right? So anyway, over and out. So he left on Groundhog Day. I mean, come on, man. I don't know if that's some kind of crazy omen or what, man. He was taken on Groundhog Day, February 2nd, 2019. And here it's February 2nd, 2020. Come on back, little Snooky. He's a pretty big dude too. He was like Dixie's the small one. He's a little guy. Onyx is fairly big, and PAWS he's bigger than Onyx even. He's a pretty big dude, man. So I got a feeling these people here are just some egotistical, narcissistic type of people. Look at my cat, and if he was a gray cat, they probably wouldn't have cared a damn bit about him. But I'm not caring that because he's got a tuxedo markings. He's part of the family, man. I mean, yeah, he's whatever. I mean, he could be whatever the hell he is, man. He's part of the family. That's the way I look at it. So that's why I want him back. I don't want him because he's got this kind of mark or that kind of mark or whatever the hell it is. That's what I think they grabbed him for. I mean, they didn't know. I mean, why would you grab a cat? I like the way it looks. There's so many cats out there that need adoption. Why grab mine, right? I like the way it looks. Jackasses. I tell you the truth, man. That freaking people are jerks. Which means I don't think I hope he's being cared for good. But I don't think, I don't want to brag, but I think maybe I don't take care of my cats as good as anybody in the world, but I definitely take care of my cats way better than the average person. I know that. So, hope this guy comes back, man. I keep thinking about him every once in a while. So, calling on you, little boobs. Anyway, have a nice. He was like, I remember they were so small too. They were little gerbils, and used to hide under the hood of the El Camino. It's like all 3 of them in a row. And I don't know. I just remember them growing up. So they look snookies. I'd like him to be back and see his brothers and stuff, and his mommy and his daddy. Anyway, over now.